Good morning and welcome to the 2013 David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award Ceremony. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics, the Honorable Frank Kendall.
Thank you. The applause today is not for me. It's for the fine men and women that we're going to recognize today, and for all of our acquisition professionals throughout the department and the terrific job they do. I just have a moment this morning to introduce Deputy Secretary Carter. As the cliche goes, a man who needs no introduction. But I will say a couple of words before I turn the mic over to Ash. We started down a road in the department about 3 years ago now, when Ash was the Undersecretary and I was his deputy. And we started an initiative under the Gates Efficiency Initiative. It's called Better Buying Power. And today we're going to recognize just 4 programs and their leadership for what they've done kind of under that rubric. But across the department, I think, and due very much to the Deputy Secretary, we are changing the way we do business and the way we think. And you'll see examples of that, very specific examples of that this morning. Better buying power, whether it's version 1.0 or 2.0 or 3.0. And by the way, Ash, when I said there might be a 3.0, you could have seen the eyes roll in the audience at that time. We're going to do another one. We're going to keep doing this because this is about getting more value for our taxpayers and for our warfighters. And we are changing the way we think such that cost now is a fundamental driver on what we do. We're not just trying to get the money out the door. We're not just trying to award the contracts. We're trying to get as much as we possibly can for the money. And if we can turn some money back in for something the department really needs, or use it for something that we need within our program or PEO, we're going to do that too. There are huge cost savings associated with just the 4 programs we're going to hear about this morning. And Ash started that. As Deputy Secretary, he had to move on to another job, which I don't think he's enjoyed nearly as much. Ash has come back a couple times to the business senior integration group, and you could just see the envy on his face. And I'm, sorry, Ash, Ash is getting ready to leave the department, and I think it's really appropriate that one of his last official acts, if you will be to make these awards that are named so suitably for David Packard. I think many of you know, if you've been in 912, the room where we have the DABs and my staff meeting, that David Packard's original version, I think minus -1 or something, are on the wall in there. What this has been about has never really changed. What we have to improve is how well we do it, and that's a matter of constant learning and constantly trying to find opportunities where we can reduce costs and get more value. And Ash started us down that path. So please join me in welcoming Deputy Secretary Carter.
Thanks, Franco, for that introduction, and above all, for everything you've done. to encourage our culture of efficiency and innovation and better buying power. Dave Packard would be proud to know you. You know you're what he wanted, and our honorees today are what Dave wanted. And I know that because my own work in defense began with and was inspired by the Packard Commission. Dave had just wrapped up his commission, and I went to work on the implementation of it. Dave Packard would be proud of Frank Kendall for all the rest of our acquisition leadership represented here today, and he'd be very proud of the honorees who are receiving an award in his name. I met Frank, as it turns out, about the same time I met Dave. And for almost 5 years now, Frank, by my count, seem to be shorting it. Frank's been my partner, he's been my confidant, he's been my inspiration. And he gives me, as I know he gives Secretary Hagel, and before him, Secretary Panetta, and Secretary Gates, great confidence and trust. So Frank, thank you. To our award winners, welcome, congratulations. I can think of no better way to spend one of my last days as Deputy Secretary of Defense than by acknowledging these men and women who work so hard to make our department succeed. Past 2 years, I should begin by saying, have been particularly challenging for our civilian workforce, for all of our workforce, but especially our civilians. Furloughs, shutdowns, budget cuts forced on us by sequestration, disruptive environment caused by nothing else but political gridlock here in Washington. No objective set of circumstances, just gridlock. And in all of that, some people may have gotten the impression that our work isn't valued, but that's far from the truth. The work of acquisition professionals, which you are, is sometimes behind the scenes, but it's core to the success of our department and core to defending our country. You've stuck with us despite all these recent challenges, and for that, Secretary Hagel, Secretary Kendall, I, and the entire Pentagon leadership are incredibly grateful. I sometimes wonder why you do it, but I know why you do it. You do it because you get to wake up every morning and be part of something bigger than yourselves. That's why you do it. And it's at times like these that it's particularly important to honor our outstanding public servants who've made significant contributions, and to see the incredible impact of these dedicated employees, the impact that they can make, all of them, but represented today by our distinguished honorees. We're here today to just bestow on 4 teams the David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award, which is the premier acquisition recognition within the department. It recognizes organizations and teams that have demonstrated superior program management and accomplishment in the a successful execution of one, and usually more than one, of the department's better buying power initiatives. We face so many challenges as a department and as a nation, but these individuals exemplify the qualities and the determination that allow us to meet these challenges head on. Each has excelled while fulfilling the department's central mission, which is to defend our country and to make the world a better place for our children. It used to be that our acquisitions often got publicity only when something went wrong. But now it's increasingly because of something you do right. And that's what today's honorees are all about. First, by using mature technologies, exploiting commonalities, negotiating fair but lower prices, and integrating developmental and operational testing, the HCMC 130J team was able to affordably procure 131 aircraft that commanders are describing as the best they've ever flown. The Air and Missile Defense Radar Team has been able both to cut costs and reduce risks by challenging assumptions and cost estimates, collaborating among radar and battle management experts across the department, incentivizing industry to reduce program costs, and fostering competition among contractors. By applying an effective balance of discipline and flexibility, the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle Team, our third team, was able to affordably address crucial gaps in our vehicle fleets, carefully scrutinizing every proposed requirement change and embracing commercial off-the-shelf solutions. To handle the increased need for IT services and help desk support resulting from sequestration and mission changes, our fourth team, the Defense IT Contracting Organization and Air Force National Capital Region IT, developed an innovative tiered pricing approach and price adjustment feature, resulting in affordable and high-quality service. The accomplishments of our recipients today showcase precision, business acumen, innovation, dedication, and teamwork at every stage of the acquisition process. Your citations could be published as a guide to best practices in this department. Our system can often be onerous, overly complicated, but you're all role models about how to make it work the way Dave Packard wanted it to work. Cumulatively, your efforts have saved the department billions of dollars. Being responsible stewards of taxpayer money is always a top priority for us, but it's particularly appreciated during these times, shrinking budgets and fiscal uncertainty. You have proven that we do not have to sacrifice performance and capabilities in order to achieve speed and savings. Your successes show that we can have effective oversight, but above all, better value for the taxpayer and the warfighter. I'm particularly proud of the many initiatives by our honorees today that focus on meeting the urgent needs of our warfighters on the battlefield, which has been a priority of mine and a priority of Frank's over the past 5 years. All four of these teams have made a huge difference to this department. And on behalf of the 23,000 people who work in the Pentagon and the nearly 700,000 of our civilian colleagues across the department, not to mention our country as a whole, I congratulate you for your accomplishments. They bring honor to the tradition of public service, and your dedication strengthens our country's security and its prosperity. So on behalf of Secretary Hagel, Frank, and myself, I salute you.
The David Packard Award recognizes organizations and teams that have demonstrated superior program management and accomplishment in the successful execution of one or more of the Better Buying Power acquisition efficiency initiatives in the interest of continuous process improvement. It is the department's highest acquisition team award. Mr. Theron Johns and other team members, please join the Honorable Ashton B. Carter, Deputy Secretary of Defense, in front of the flags to accept this award on behalf of the HCMC 130J program team.
There we go.
The HCMC 130J program team is presented the David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award for its innovative recapitalization program to procure 131 aircraft for Air Combat Command and Air Force Special Operations Command. The team paved a path to affordability by agreeing on threshold requirements common to both Special Operations Forces and personnel recovery missions, allowing a shared HCMC 130 production configuration. This approach kept the development funding requirement 9% below its $148 million objective, and unit cost 5% below its $105 million objective. The HCMC 130J also lowered operating costs relative to legacy aircraft by 16%, or nearly $2 million per aircraft per year, thus yielding a total ownership cost $2 billion below its $14 billion objective. In addition, the team saved an additional $283 million through strict application of its should-cost initiatives. In a 2-month pre-operational deployment with United States Southern Command, the MC-130J maintained a 98.4% mission-capable rate, resulting in the Air Force Special Operations Command commander calling the MC-130J the best plane the command has ever flown. Congratulations to the HCMC 130J program team. The next David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award is presented to the Air and Missile Defense Radar Team. Captain Doug Small and other team members, please join Deputy Secretary Carter to accept this award. The Air and Missile Defense Radar Team is presented the David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award for its exemplary execution of cost-saving and risk reduction initiatives in the pre-engineering, manufacturing, and development phase of this mission-critical major defense acquisition program. Through the application of should-cost management activities, the team secured $271 million in savings from fiscal year 12 through fiscal year 18, and reduced program acquisition unit cost from $714 million at Milestone A to $284 million at Milestone B, without significant capabilities impact. Furthermore, the team incentivized its contractors' continual improvement of their key line replaceable units designs, which decreased the program's average procurement unit cost by more than $100 million from Milestone A, and contributed to a reduction in the operation and support cost per system per year by more than 50%. Through its efforts, the Air and Missile Defense Radar Team is ensuring that the integrated air and missile defense requirements for multiple ship classes will be fulfilled, providing multi-mission capabilities that support long-range detection, tracking, and discrimination of ballistic missiles, as well as area and self-defense against air and surface threats. Congratulations to the Air and Missile Defense Radar Team. The next David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award is presented to the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle Team. Colonel John Cavito and other team members, please join Deputy Secretary Carter to accept this award on behalf of the team. The Joint Light Tactical Vehicle Team is presented the David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award for its cost-saving efforts in restoring the mobility, payload carrying capacity, rotary wing transportability, and overall safety of Army and Marine Corps light tactical vehicles. By incorporating investment planning in the technology demonstration phase to derive an affordability cap, the average unit manufacturing costs and average procurement unit cost targets were established and fully embraced by both program and combat development partners. By exercising a rigorous and innovative requirements management and analysis plan process to scrutinize every requirements change proposal and better understand the trade-offs, the JLTV team reduced the average unit manufacturing cost from more than $600,000 to under $250,000, thereby saving the services more than $19 billion in planned procurement funding without sacrificing capability. In addition, by providing stable and prioritized requirements upfront and authorizing trade between these requirements to maximize functionality within the cost targets, the team was able to reduce the engineering, manufacturing, and development schedule from 48 to 33 months, which lowered development costs by more than $107 million. Through these initiatives, the team received full funding certification and award of 3 competitive prototyping contracts for the development phase that is on pace to deliver dominating capabilities to our warfighters. Congratulations to the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle team. The final David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award is presented to the Defense Information Technology Contracting Organization and Air Force National Capital Region Information Technology Team. Mr. Stephen Francoeur and other team members, please join Deputy Secretary Carter to accept this award. The Defense Information Technology Contracting Organization and Air Force's National Capital Region Information Technology Team is presented the David Packard Excellence in Acquisition Award for its exemplary cost-saving program to quickly respond to real-world needs for scalable IT services and help desk support. The team structured the AF-NCR IT program to rapidly adapt to changes in support levels resulting from sequestration, mission migration, and mission ramp-up. Their innovative combination of scalable support, tiered seat management with volume discounts, and economic price adjustment features resulted in savings of more than $468 million. A significant portion of the competitively awarded requirement was set aside for small business, and the contract's diverse incentive structure provides both regular monetary rewards and potential future business for excellent performance, efficiency, and cost reduction. The AF-NCR IT contract will provide Air Force members in the National Capital Region, from civilians and young airmen up to the highest-ranking general officers and political appointees, with affordable, quality IT service for years to come. Congratulations to the Defense Information Technology Contracting Organization and Air Force's National Capital Region Information Technology Team. Their name's a mouthful. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Secretary Carter, and if we can please give all of our awardees a round of applause.